Hour number 2 of Sports Talk is underway. Welcome back, everybody. It's Steve Kaplowitz live today from Border City Alehouse, 1506 Lee Trevino. You hear the music, it means only one thing. El Paso's first world boxing champion is with us here at the Alehouse, Jennifer Hahn, who over the weekend was able to score a unanimous decision over Liliana Martinez to retain her IBF featherweight belt. So Jennifer is here. She brought the belt with her, and boy, that belt has its own entourage, doesn't it?
It does. It's beautiful.
Well, congratulations on keeping the strap and improving your record, and more than anything, a chance to get this fight over with. This was supposed to happen back in April. You finally were able to go into the ring at the Don Haskins Center Saturday night in front of thousands of your fans and able to win a very convincing, unanimous decision, in the main event.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. It was a great fight. She gave it her all, but I was definitely the better boxer, and it was an action-packed night. It was beautiful.
It was a weird night because it seemed like the fight was never going to start. I was curious as to what was the delay, and believe it or not, we found out after the fight that the delay was that Liliana did not have a cup for the fight. And I just, this is one of those things that kind of baffle you. You figure every fighter, when they show up, brings a protective cup. She didn't have one, and there was a lengthy delay until she was able to secure one.
Right, and, well, for women's boxing, especially in the IBF, it's not a requirement to wear a female groin protector, but in Texas it is. So that was the
So
conflict.
she wasn't used to it, probably
She never fought in Texas. So.
And she's probably never fought with one before.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, they're left scrambling, trying to find the protector, and hence the delay. But once you finally were able to get that fight started a little after 10 o'clock, it seemed like from a stylistic standpoint, Martinez was able to essentially play into your strategy and into your hand. She tried to be the aggressor, and when she would lunge at you, it left her body often open and defenseless, and you were able to score points all night.
Yes, I agree, and you nailed it, Steve. It was perfect for my game plan.
Well, did she ever really connect? Because at times it seemed like when she tried to throw her offense, you were just too fast. You were able to get out of the way, and you avoided the most of that damage in the fight.
I was able to read her pretty well. Every punch she tried to throw, it's been I guess, characteristic in my last 3 fights. They've tried so hard to, I guess, throw every shot as hard as possible to knock me out. So, which is perfect for me because then I can see what they're doing.
And Liliana even said in the press conference on Wednesday prior to the fight, she said she was going to win the fight, take the belt, and knock you out. That was pretty much her thought process. And look, when you come from the Dominican Republic and you're fighting the champion in her hometown, you probably are going to either have to dominate a fight so lopsidedly you're going to win the decision, or knock you out to try to take the belt.
Right. But she wasn't able to do it. And I give Liliana a lot of credit. She's very, very courageous, and she tried her best. But I'm the champion for a reason.
How about your performance after it was all said and done? I know you are probably more critical on your own self than everybody else out there. Were you happy with your 10 rounds of boxing Saturday?
So, to be honest, Louis and I are very critical of my performance. I felt that I boxed well, but it was not my best performance. Me and Louis have been working on several strategies in the ring, but I suffered from an injury, so it's been a little bit difficult me training the way I'm used to training, being able to run and do everything that I normally did, not until like the month before the fight. So that's a little bit of frustration and obstacles that I had to overcome. But I know this fight was a learning experience because I've never been so much headbutted in a fight. And Louis and I know what we need to work on. And next time I'm going to come back even stronger. So it doesn't matter who I fight. I'm not hurt anymore, and I'm going to come back amazing.
What do you think led to all the headbutting during the fight? Just her lunging style, and as she was coming forward, she would often, lead with her head?
Yes, and I don't want to believe that it was intentional. I think she was just trying so hard that she was just leaning and lunging in with her head. I don't think she was doing it on purpose.
All right. We've got a phone call for you right now, 880-5763. If you want to get through to the show and say a couple of words to the champ, Jennifer Hahn, who's with us right now here at the Alehouse. Let's go to Omar. He's on line one. Omar, welcome. You're on with the champ.
Hi, Jennifer. This is Omar Chavez.
Hi, Omar. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. My family says hi. Great job. I just wanted to tell everyone in El Paso what a super lady this is. Okay, this is the example of all El Paso sweetheart. You're the best, Jennifer.
Thank you,
Say hi
Mr.
to your
Chavez.
family. I heard AB talk this Saturday. He speaks nothing but he speaks the truth when he says you're the best. Just a big shout out from the Chavez family and congratulations. Okay, girl?
Thank you, Omar. Tell everybody I said hi too, and I appreciate it. You guys are the best, and I can't do everything.
Oh, that's you. But I just want to tell El Paso, you're a perfect example of what a young lady should be, and a perfect role model for all young ladies, and especially a champion. And that's what you are, a true champion. Okay, well, best of luck, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Chavez. I couldn't have done it with people like you supporting me and cheering for me.
No, always. You're always we're always gonna have your back, and I just hope that all El Paso knows that we should all rally around you, and the next fight any venue that we should fill it up because you are a true champion in our eyes. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Omar.
You take care. Okay?
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, so that's Omar Chavez getting in. You want to get through to the show as well with Jennifer Hahn here with us at the Alehouse, 880-5763. Look, crowd-wise, it wasn't 5,000 like Southwest University Park. However, to get a couple of thousand on 2.5 weeks' notice at the Haskins Center, I was pleased with it. I thought the crowd was very supportive, and knowing the undercard consisted of really 3 fights, those fans came to see you. And you have to really feel good about the fact that every butt in the seats was there for a reason, and that was to watch you defend your belt.
I felt everybody's energy. Everybody was cheering for me and screaming, and I know everybody wants me to stay their champion. So, like I said, I can't do without people's support. So continue to help me and love me and show me support at the fights, and I'll stay your champ.
We've talked in weeks past leading up to this fight about your injury, and you mentioned really not being able to start training until about a month or so ago. So the injury was serious enough after the April fight where you had to take some time off. And I know you like to be active and you want to get into the ring, but it got to the point where the IBF even said, hey, listen, Jennifer, if you don't mandatory defend this belt, we're going to have to take it away from you. That's how serious it was.
Yes. Yeah, this is a very frustrating time, but I guess in your boxing career, you're going to have obstacles, and that was my biggest obstacle to date. I've never been able to not train the way I'm comfortable with, not be able to run, not be able to spar, not be able to do plyometrics like I'm used to. But you do what you got to do, and Louis was very patient with me, and he figured out different ways for me to train, and we made it work, and that was the best me that could have been after suffering an injury.
Let's go back to the phones right now. Ruben is joining us next on the lines. Ruben, welcome to Sports Talk. You're on with Jennifer Hahn.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, Ruben.
Listen, great win the other night.
Thank you.
And I just want to follow up on a comment that Steve just made about the fight crowd that was there. That was definitely not your typical boxing crowd. And I think we talked about this today, Steve.
Yep.
That crowd was a Jennifer Hahn crowd.
Yeah.
Because from the moment that your opponent came in and they clapped for her, that just kind of showed that crowd was a reflection of you. They were very courteous, and obviously when you came in, I mean, they were like all about you and everything. And I think that says a lot about you, the fighter, but more importantly, the person. And the caller before me hit the nail on the head. Your parents have done a great job with your entire family. And right now you're in the limelight and everything, and I know your brother Abe's a damn good fighter as well.
Thank you.
But, all of El Paso should be proud that you are the type of person that you are, that you're representing our town. And I just want to tell you that, when I get to cover your fights and stuff, it's an honor and a pleasure for me to cover your fights because you're just so awesome. And I just wanted everybody to hear that.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. My dad, he's a martial arts master, so he's always instilled in us to be disciplined and respectful, and even to our opponents. So that rubs off not just on my family, but our students as well. So everybody came out to cheer for me, but they have the utmost respect for everyone.
That says a lot. But you did a great job, and as much as we got to follow both of you guys around, leading up to the fight and everything like that, I can tell you that she was really confident that she was going to come in and win. I mean, I spent a lot of time with her, following her around leading up to the fight, and I tell you, she in her mind, and I mean, and obviously you have to feel that way because that's why she is where she was, at the point where she had to fight you for the mandatory fight, and so, but I tell you, I mean, she was convinced that she was going to win. So my hat's off to you, and you did a hell of a job. That was a hell of a fight. And the one thing I was going to ask you, how's your lip?
Oh, it's a lot better. They stitched me up, and I'll be like new in no time.
Yeah, that was the one thing I didn't like to see. But, I mean, like I said, at the end of the night, you're still our champion, and congratulations. And, again, my hat's off to you. You're an awesome role model for all of El Paso. Thank you.
Ruben.
Nice job, Ruben. Appreciate the phone call.
Bye-bye.
So was the lip a result of the headbutt?
Yeah, the first headbutt that I got in the fight, I felt it, and I saw blood everywhere. And I have the best cut man, Coach Ben. I don't know what he put on my face, but I guess a combination of adrenaline, and he was pressuring it, and it was painful, but he did a great job of stopping the bleeding. But it looked like someone put scissors in my mouth.
Man, I was just happy. I told you just before we started the interview, because of the headbutts, I was waiting. And when you finally got a good rabbit punch into the back of the head as they were trying to separate you, I finally said, good. It's good to see you could retaliate a little bit without losing a point. Right. Because the referee warned you after that, but they gave that to you. I guess after all the headbutting they saw, okay,
yes.
Fine. Turnabout's fair play.
Yep, I agree.
So.
And yeah, about what Ruben said, I knew she was confident because you have to be. If you're going to try to take the title, you better think you're the best. But she has a lot of advantage. She can study me on the internet. I'm all over the internet. And me, I have nothing on her. So it's good that she was confident. She came in cocky, but I am still the better boxer.
Ruben mentioned your dad and all the respect he gets, and deservedly so. Your sisters were there as well. AB was there, your family. Heather is an experience to watch during a Han fight. If anybody was there and you saw the blonde wearing the Han shirt pacing up and down ringside every round because she could not stay still, yelling and screaming. I mean, I've never noticed her as much as I did Saturday because she had a little room to roam around, and I'm like, she's a highlight show in herself.
I agree. Heather, well, actually, not just Heather. My brothers and sisters are all very animated during my fights, and they let you know it. And they all have lungs. They can yell their heads off.
But they're like that during AB's fights, too.
Yeah.
Were they pretty much like that as any of you were going through your amateur, now your professional careers? That's the way it is, huh?
Yep, that's the way it is. And at the amateur fights, you could hear them across the venue. You could hear them screaming directions and yelling and cheering. Yeah, my siblings are the best.
Now, does mom stay home when you're in the ring? She's decided that she just can't go out and watch her daughter go into the ring for 10 rounds.
No, my mom, she's been to one of my fights and I think one of my brother's fights, but it's very difficult for her to watch. And not just me, even my brother, she can't stomach the punishment. So for her, it's safer for her to stay at home and just hear the good news.
There you go. You get home and you're in one piece. She's happy, and I remember the last fight you have fought in April. Physically, you took a little bit more of a beating over the course of that fight than you did Saturday. You had the cut lip, you needed the stitches, but for the most part, you came out of Saturday relatively unscathed.
Yep, I agree. Yesterday I wasn't even sore. I felt like I could exercise yesterday. It was great. It was awesome.
And so you're back today to the martial arts center and already teaching lessons again.
Absolutely.
Good. Now, what's next? Let's talk about that. One of our bloggers at 600ESPNElPaso.com, Ryan Perry, he's starting to speculate Amanda Serrano, the 29-1 champ from Puerto Rico, that she's the WBO featherweight title holder. She could be next. when I talked to Lester about, future fights for you, he said the biggest challenge is all the other champions, they want to fight on their soil. Nobody really wants to give up the opportunity to leave and fight you in your backyard.
Right. And I understand that. And I've fought in other people's hometowns before, too, so I get it. But I'm even open to fighting in neutral area, but I would love the opportunity to fight another champion. I would love it.
Neutral like Las Cruces, so we could let everybody drive 30 minutes over to the Pan Am Center and go watch that fight.
That'd be amazing.
That would be good. But have you thought at all about what you want to do next? When you want to get back into the ring? It's October. Are we probably thinking early 2017 for you right now?
Yes, I would rather sooner than later. Though this past April after my fight, it was a long break, but that was because I was injured. But like I said, I'm not injured anymore, and I'd rather sooner than later. I want to fight the best and be the best.
That's what it's all about. Have you set a list of fighters yet that you want to go up against, or do you want to just keep defending against who the IBF sends you, or would you like to, as we've talked about, start unifying this belt?
I can do both. I don't care who I fight. I want to fight the best, and I would love to fight champions, and there's several champions in my division, so to have an opportunity to unify titles would be amazing. And I think it would be great if big promoters hear about how successful these women fighters are and put us on TV.
When it comes to female boxing champions, the IBF is probably right now the most recognizable of all the different belts and the different organizations out there. So I think that the IBF featherweight champion holds the most clout amongst all of them. So you very well could see Serrano come here and fight you in your hometown, because she knows that if she can come in here, fight the best, and perhaps beat the best, then all of a sudden she develops even more credibility as a two-time title holder.
Right, so she should definitely come down here and fight me.
So, don't you wish it was as easy as that?
Yeah.
It'd be nice. And here's if there's really one good thing that comes out of being a title holder is this. Throughout your professional career, the one thing that's driven you crazy is getting fights. You've always said it's hard to get fights. Nobody wants to fight you. Well, now that you're the champ, they have to fight you.
Yes.
They have no choice. If they want the belt, they've got to come in and meet you in the ring. So the good news for you right now is there will be no shortage of title fights. The only question is, will you be able to get those other champions in either here or someplace at a neutral site to fight?
I'm positive. If they want to unify the titles as bad as I do, they're going to bend. So I have big dreams and big goals coming up for 2017, and I know my team's working very hard on making things happen. So keep your ears open. Do
you want to stay at 126? Do you like this weight a lot, or would you perhaps want to potentially move up a level? What do you think?
To be honest, I've never thought about moving into another division, but yeah, after I've done everything I can in 126, sure, I'll move up, or I don't know if I'll move down a division, but we'll see.
I was going to ask you, we always talk about fighters and how tough it is to go up and down. Would you feel more comfortable at 130 than you would at 122?
I would probably be much more comfortable at 130 than 122, but I think my coach might disagree. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'd be just a strong 130 fighter.
Stay at 126. You just got the belt. So before we start talking about moving up and down in weight classes to fight people, let's keep this one as long as possible.
Agreed.
Start collecting some more gold around your waist,
yes,
and keep some good things happening. And I think the best part is that you've headlined a couple of boxing fights with local fighters. Tim Meek was on this card, a couple of other local fighters. I think what we would like to see now in El Paso, and Ruben brought this earlier talking about the other boxing crowd, is maybe a double main event. Have a big-name fighter on part of the main event card, have you on the other side defending the belt, and that way you've given even more bang for your buck as far as a big boxing event goes here in the area.
That would be great. I'm all for it. We just need to set a date and let's do it.
if people want to learn more about you or find out more about you, they can find you on Facebook. Is that probably the best way to do it,
Yes,
through social media?
Yes, I have an athlete page that we post all the information on, so definitely check me up on Facebook.
And also go to your family's martial arts academy.
Yes, in the Northeast on Dyer Street. If you guys need any discipline and respect in your life, my dad is the best.
The whole family teaches, right?
Thank you, yep.
Everybody is pretty much active in this academy. That is excellent. Well, listen, it's been great having you on the show as always. I can't thank you enough for making the trip because you're busy. You're teaching today as you do every day. Congratulations on the win. Continued success. And until the next time we get a chance to chat, enjoy the rest of 2016. And I hope that 2017 brings you as much success as this year has.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate all your support and all your positive energy. You are the best.
I wish I could just this positive energy thing is I need to start concentrating on that as much as possible, right?
Yep.
Positive energy. All right. That means we need UTEP to win football and basketball games, and I'll have as much positive energy as I did for this interview with you. That would be great. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Jennifer Hahn, your IBF Featherweight champion, with us here live today from Border City Alehouse, 1506 Lee Trevino.